Welcome to my Hebrew channel. Today I'm going to be looking at some material from Deuteronomy about manna and about what comes from the Word of God, comparing bread with what comes from God. So, al kol mosa fi Yehovah, all that comes from or proceeds from the mouth of Jehovah. And we're asking the question, what keeps you alive? Affirmation and question. So a very important thing is establishing priorities in our lives. And this passage is found in Deuteronomy and also found in the New Testament. And we begin with finding ma'an, okay, finding manna. So Yeru bene Israel ve'yomru ishal ahiv, and then the sons of Israel saw, and then they said to each man to his brother, man, hu, what is this? Ki, lo, yadu, because they didn't know, maz, hu, what it was. Vayomer Moshe alechem hu alechem, and then Moses said to them, this is the bread. Asher natan Yehovah lechem la'ochala, which Jehovah is giving to you, plural form here, second person suffix plural of you all, la'ochala, for in order to eat. And it's called man, okay? Vayikru Beit Israel et Shemo man, and then they called the house of Israel called it's the name of it, man, manna, okay? Just a single syllable in the Hebrew, by the way. We're going to find out why it's doubled up in translations. Good source for that. Rehu kizera gad laban, because it is like a seed of coriander. Laban, it's white. Tamu, and then its taste is ki zafahit, as the wafers, debash, as made with honey, either honey on them or tasting like honey. Debash. I find this also in my theme text I use at the start of my studies. And we're going to look at what na means here. We've got a whole list of them here. Ti na, give me please. Tini na, hatsi le ni, rescue me please. Kach na, take please. Haker na, recognize please. Sefru na, enumerate please. Put it into the list, put it into a book. Sefer. Asata na, this is second. You must make please. Divrei na, speak up please. Suruna, turn towards me, or turn to one side, please. And all these are please, okay? Ti na, set it down, please. Hagidi na, tell it to me in person, okay? Based on neged here. Hagidi na, please. Gesha na, come near, please. And these all explain what na does, and we find this here in ma na. What is it? Please, okay? What please? That's literally the questioning what happens when you say the word ma na. And we have na here very, very pronounced in this particular psalm, Psalm 118:25. And the front and back of each couplet here are very similar. Ana Yehovah Hoshia na, Ana Yehovah Hatzil ha na. Okay, so aha, Jehovah, save, please. Aha, Jehovah, rescue, please. Make us succeed, please. And this sequence of Hoshia na, we find it in Matthew 21, verse 9, in the triumphal entry. The multitudes that went before and followed cried out, saying, when Jesus was coming into Jerusalem on the donkey, Hosanna to the Son of David. Blessed is he who comes in, Baruch haba b'shem Adonai, very well-known phrase in Hebrew. Hosanna in the highest, okay? That is, and so Hosanna is Hoshiana, and we find that here also in the New Testament. Probably dropped out the he, because the Hebrew is he. Hosanna would be a little bit more of an Aramaic version of it. And Deuteronomy 8, verse 16, and an explanation of why this food was given. Ha ma akalicha man bemidbar, and then he who gave to eat to you manna in the desert, bamidbar. Asher lo yadadun, which you did not before your fathers knew. Your fathers did not know this before. This is new stuff for you. Leman anotcha in order to humble you, le'man, in order to, for the sake of, nishatu, to test you, the nasa, to lift you up high enough to find out your mettle, to find out how things are going, nasa, ta. And both of these are yeah, for the sake of, and we see this incidentally of man, okay, you got man and man, but these have an ayin in the middle of them, so they are asking or presenting the whole idea of because of, for the sake of, this is why it was done, okay, so man has a sense of it's happened for a purpose, okay, so lehitevcha, and then the purpose here is stated, or the answer is given here as to why these things are done. Lehitivcha, in order to be good, to make good for you. Be'achricha, in the end, in the future that's coming before you. In other words, this testing is done so that your future will be better. Good concept. When the Lord puts us to the test, He's looking for the future and good things that should be coming towards us. Verucha hatova natata lehashikil. And this is here Nehemiah in his sermon to the people, and he's speaking here to God. So when he has the second person here, this is a speech given towards God. Verucha, and then your spirit, the good one, natata, which you gave to hashikilam, to instruct them, to put them on the straight path. Shekel is shekalim, that's good things, money that's good, okay, shekel. Mancha, and your manna, lo manachcha, you did not hold back, you did not withhold, meficham, from their mouths. Umayim natata lechem shimram, and the waters you gave to them for their thirst. Yet yim ter yam met ter alchem man leochal, and you made it rain on them manna for them to eat. Dagan Shemaim Natan Lachlamo, and the grain of the heavens you gave to them. And this is manna here. This is man. Translation is manna with the hortatory nun on the end of it in the translation. And we get to Deuteronomy 8, verse 3, and we have a whole stack of hiphos, causatives, all in a row here. So we just have to watch all of these hetics lined up here. They're kind of set aside with metex, in case you haven't noticed. Va ye anecha, va ya rivecha, va yech ochalacha, et Haman. So, and then he humbled you. We've seen this verb before. Yerav, this is a resh ayin bet for famine or hunger. He made you hungry to you. And you ate, okay, and then fed you direct marker, manna, asher, which lo yadata lo yadun avotecha, and which you did not know, and which did not know, your fathers didn't know. Leman, so that, again, purpose of, with sake for, ho diacha, in order to make you known, make known to you, causative hifil here. So you got hifil. To take a good look at these hetics all in a row here. Some of them set off with metex, and so that's everything's happening for a purpose, for a cause. Ki lo al lechem lebdo yehye adam, because not by bread alone lives a man. Ki al kol mosa fi Jehovah yehye adam, because from all that comes out of the mouth of Jehovah, yehye, will live a man. Okay, each person lives from what comes from the word, or from Jehovah. It just simply says what comes out, what issues, what proceeds from the mouth of Jehovah. I have now the Septuagint translation done about 200 years before Christ, and I've got it in here because of a little explanation, or a little bit of something explaining what comes from the mouth of God. And we understand if the mouth of God is doing something, it's saying something. So al epipanti romati, what everything of the word, all the words, okay, all the rhymes, remati, all the rhymes, all the rhythms, all the narrations, ton eka porometheon, dia stomatos theo, zeisitai anthropos. So all that comes out through the mouth of God, dias, through diameter, you have the very well-known preposition here in Greek, from the mouth of God, makes alive the future person with the sigma here, the man. So mankind, of course, was alive through what comes from the mouth of God. Also notice here you have Jehovah in the Hebrew and you have Theo in Greek. There's a substitute of the divine name into the common name of God. So, and in Matthew 4, verse 1 through 4, we have Jesus quoting this particular passage. Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted to the midbar by the devil, Satan. After fasting for 40 days, Arba'im Yom, Arba'im Laila, he was hungry. And the tempter came and said to them, if you are the Son of God, command these stones to become loaves of bread. There are pictures of stones in the desert that look like loaves of bread. But he answered, it is written, Gagraptai, okay? Man shall not live by bread alone, but out of every word that comes from the mouth of God. And here, the quote that Jesus makes from Deuteronomy 8 is very much using the Septuagint version of that quote because he references here, O anthropos al epi panti remata, from every word, ekporesomen, that comes out, proceeds from, dia, from, stomatos theos, that everything comes from the mouth of God. That's what man will live by. And the word rema that we find in panti rematai as the translation both of the Septuagint and of the Greek version we have in the New Testament is rema, rhyme, okay? And English word probably derives from that. It's a flow of words, matter of topic. This is a very standard definition from one of the electronic dictionaries. It's a narration or command. And this is what guides us in our life. That's what gives us life, okay? That's what makes us alive. So even though food, lechem, and water, mayim, are important for life, the narration that God gives us through his scriptures is far more important for sustaining life. Listening to God's narration in the scriptures allows us to balance the priorities of good food, health, exercise, study, family, and society. So if we are interested in living a good life, we certainly look to the study of what is the pantirematai, all the narration, the words that issue from the mouth of God through his, and we have that now through the scriptures. When we study the scriptures, we are in a sense listening to what God is telling us what we should do with our lives. So the continual constant study of the scriptures is very important for defining how we're going to live out our lives. If we base our life just on food and water, wow, we have a very shallow life. But if we live our lives based on what God is telling us that are important to us in our life with ourselves and with others, then most certainly God can guide us and will guide us through this life. God bless, and until the next time.